it's JT from Worky Daily, and today I'm talking about the 8 ways that you are blocked in the job search process. So if you saw my TikTok, you know that I was explaining how job search is a game. It's just like a video game, and it requires skill. If you want to unlock levels, if you want to go to the next level and then the next level, you have to, figure out the solution, work through that roadblock, remove it, and then keep going. And 20 years of career coaching has taught me that there are 8 roadblocks. And they are the ATS system, your resume, your cover letter, your LinkedIn profile, your interview prep, your networking strategy, your job search strategy, and your career story. And each one of those things is a little bit more challenging, just like in a game. So if you don't know how to navigate all of these things, you are going to make your job search harder and longer. Conversely, if you get really good at these things, if you understand how the game is played, you can become amazing at job search. You can create unbelievable opportunities for yourself and put yourself in a situation where you're working with the best employers because it's a game. So, shall we begin? All right, so today I want to talk about each one and how they block you from the process. So we're going to start with the ATS. ATS, Applicant Tracking System, also affectionately called the Applicant Tossing System. The reason for that is that we all think that applying online was designed to make our lives easier. No, it makes our lives as job seekers way harder. It makes the lives of recruiters and hiring managers easier because it's easier for them to screen you out. So you spend all this time applying online, and on their side, this applicant tracking system is secretly looking for very specific information and will not forward your application through to a human being to look at unless you meet this secret criteria. They ask you a bunch of stuff, but they're not going to tell you what they're specifically looking for because they get hundreds of applicants. Tons of non-qualified people apply. So they need a way to filter that out. To give you an idea, on average, for every 100 applicants, they might only look at 20. And of those, about 3% total that apply ever really get a phone call and move forward. So your chances of getting hired by applying online are terrible, especially if you don't know what to put in the fields, if you skip a field. And even then, every ATS system is different. Every company has bought a different type of system. So any of these companies telling you they can teach you how to gamify your resume, it's a lie. It doesn't work that way. You might improve it for one, but not for others, and you don't know which systems employers are using. So you need a resume that is designed to be readable, that you can get directly in the hands of employers. We call it a white space resume, and it's made much easier for someone to see. Because this idea of filling everything on a resume, it's called keyword stuffing and putting everything you've ever done and hoping it gets through the ATS. First of all, that increases the chances you get tossed. And if someone does see it, when you design a resume like that, I can tell you right now, recruiters are completely overwhelmed. It's too much text, it's too much information, and you've actually given them more reasons to screen you out. The point of the resume is it's like your marketing copy for your business of one. Okay, your business of one selling your services. You want to tease them into wanting to call you and speak to you. So your resume shouldn't have everything you've ever done. It shouldn't be visually overwhelming. It should be very easy to read. It should have the basic information, and it should make them go, I think I want to talk to this person. There's not enough info here. I think they're a fit, but I need to talk to them. That is the point of a resume today. That's the kind of resume you need. All right, so you get through, we've got the ATS, right? And then I said the resume, right? See how they kind of go hand in hand. So you've got to understand ATS doesn't work. You've got to know how to build a resume that can get seen. But then there's the cover letter. And I hear time and again, people go, recruiters say they don't read cover letters. There should be a little asterisk next to that. Recruiters don't read bad cover letters. And bad cover letters are all those cover letters people are ripping off the internet for free that are like 30 years old. So if your cover letter begins with to whom it may concern, if your cover letter starts with I'm writing in response to the application for this job, right? If a paragraph in your resume is let me tell you why I'm the most amazing candidate for the job, I did this, this, and this, and regurgitates your resume, that's not a cover letter today. Not to be, difficult, folks, but I'm trying to make you understand this is a game, right? Think video game. You have to write a disruptive cover letter. A disruptive cover letter, the whole point, think the word disruptive, is to get them to go, wait, what is this? This isn't a normal cover letter. Wait, what is this thing? Let me read it. and you tell a story and you get them at hello so that they want to go over and look at your resume and they want to screen you in instead of screen you out. The cover letter is where you hook them. Okay, so that's what a disruptive cover letter does. And my team and I work at Daily. We're the originators of the disruptive cover letter. We've written about it. We've done YouTube videos about it more than anybody else. If you search disruptive cover letter, you're going to find us. So lots of great tutorial here on YouTube that you can check out as well. Okay, but it is so important because while everybody else is writing a crummy, copycat cover letter that recruiters don't read, every single day, people that work at Daily are learning how to write a disruptive cover letter and getting interviews, and the recruiter's calling up and saying, best cover letter I ever read. That's the whole point. If you can wow a recruiter, now they're in your court. And this is what you have to do, especially at those dream employers. Okay, moving on. LinkedIn. You have no choice. 100% of recruiters, especially for any kind of office job, virtual jobs, anything, any kind of professional job, 100% of recruiters are on LinkedIn and searching for you. So one, we say brand or be branded. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile by now, there's 700 million plus people on LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, then what you're saying is that I'm not tech savvy. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing impressive, or I have something to hide. So you're still sending a message. It's just not a good one. You have to be on LinkedIn. But more importantly, there is a huge hidden job market right now. Anytime you have a recession, things like this, economic crisis, pandemic, there's still hiring going on, but companies don't make it public. And by that, I mean, they don't post their job on Indeed and Monster and Career Builder and LinkedIn and Glassdoor and all these other places that you might go. Instead, they keep it secret because they don't want 10,000 applicants. Think about it. In times like these, they would be overwhelmed with applicants. Plus, everybody would be trying to call in favors. So instead, they write up the job description, they post it quietly on their company's careers page, and then they go internally to their staff and say, do you know anybody? And the other thing that recruiters do is instead of posting the job at all, they write up the job description, they go search on LinkedIn for people that have the skill sets, and they reach out to them privately. They message them privately and say, hey, we have a job available. I think you're a fit. Can we chat? So this is when it spikes. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile optimized, recruiters aren't going to find you. If you don't know what to put in your headline, in your about section, in your work history, you will not be found because LinkedIn is nothing more than a search engine. So if you go to Google and you do Google, they have this big algorithm. I mean, there's billions of pieces of data on the internet. So Google had to create a sophisticated algorithm so that when you put in just a few words, it knows what relevant information to bring to you. Well, LinkedIn had to do the same thing. With 700 million profiles, it's like the yellow pages of professionals. So how does it know which 50 to give you first? It's all based on the algorithm and what's in your profile. So if you don't put the right words in, you're not going to be found. You're not going to be in the top of the list. And that's part of the process. You have to have a well-optimized LinkedIn profile. Okay, now moving on to interview prep. Interviewing is where you stand out from the competition. And to me, as a career coach, again, for 20 years I've been doing this, this is the place where I see people blow it the most, which breaks my heart because they finally figure out all these other things I've talked about and they land an interview and they blow it because they don't prep. In the interview, your job is to show them how you are going to save or make them enough money to justify the cost of hiring you, of picking you. And the way you also do that is by explaining to them all the problems you're going to solve and the pain that you're going to alleviate. They don't hire you just because they like you. You do have to have a good personality. And you do have to look like you're adaptable and you can learn their way. And you do have to have the experience. But that whole package, your personality, your aptitude, and experience, has to convey the fact that you are going to make their lives easier, that it is worth the return on the investment of picking you. So your answers have to be very succinct and logical and have to tell stories that explain, I get what you need. I know how to deliver the value, and let me prove it to you. If you do not answer questions this way, you will not get the job. Here's the upside, though. When you do know how to answer questions this way, you end up way up here because all those other people you're competing against don't answer as effectively as you do. And this is why I find this to be the game-changing piece of job search. Because when you learn to interview properly, and let me just say quickly, you don't need to be an extrovert. You don't need to be some sort of like amazing speaker. I know introverts, I know contemplators who are awesome at interviewing, because they've practiced and prepped and know what hiring managers are looking for them to explain. And they do that in their own voice and they command respect and people are drawn to their calmness. So Every personality type, every style can be good at interviewing. Don't tell me you can't, you can be. But you have to work out in advance the key things you need to get across, and then you need to practice them. And when you do this, what happens is they want you so badly that when you finally get to the point that you're picked for the job, now you're in a position to negotiate salary, because they don't want their second pick. The second pick didn't do as well in the interview as you did. You said all the right things. You proved that you had the value. I want you. That's why interview prep is so important. That's where you make more money. Okay. Now, once you get past interview prep, there is also job search strategy, because you're not going to get interviews if you don't know how to pick the right companies to focus on. You can't spray and pray. This is a mistake. I've talked about this on TikTok before. People just blindly apply to a whole bunch of jobs. And then when they don't get called, because what did I just show you? Their ATS, they couldn't get through. Their resume was no good. The cover letter, all this. You have slim to none chance when you do this spray and pray method. They get depressed and they think something's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. You didn't choose the right employers and you didn't build the right strategy. You have to have something called a bucket list. And you have to know how to create an effective bucket list of employers that you're attracted to, that hire for your skill sets, so that you can network effectively with them. Every good salesperson knows to do this. You know how salespersons, if you're not sales, you might not know, but they're given territories and they're told to prioritize their leads and focus on the ones that are the best fit. That's targeting. You need to do targeting in your job search. When you target, you are going to devote quality time to getting hired, and it's going to be much more rewarding. You're not going to waste your time spraying and praying. Okay. Which leads us to the next one, networking. We have to learn how to network. Your network is your net worth in job search. The bigger the network you have, the better. Again, let's go back to video gaming and having allies, right? Your network are your allies. Now, this is, again, where a lot of people say, I'm a terrible networker, I'm super shy. I know shy people that are insanely awesome networkers. My counterpart at work at Daily, the head of career coaching, Ariella, she will tell you firsthand, she was an introvert. She designed our entire networking course. She is a phenomenal networker, because all you need to do is understand you're not asking people for something, you're serving them. When you learn the serving technique, I'm here to serve my network, and you learn the strategies for connecting with people, it's a game changer. But when you build up your network, it's that 6 degrees of separation. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody at the company on your bucket list. And now all of a sudden you've got a way to get that amazing resume in front of the hiring manager, to get your LinkedIn profile, to get your disruptive cover letter in front of them, to get an interview. This is how people are doing it all day long. And you don't have to know people even yet at your bucket list companies. But if you don't have your bucket list companies, you don't know who to network with. Now you can network with them with these strategies and build up connections and learn what it takes to get hired at that company from the people that are already there, right? This is how you pass the hundreds of thousands of people that are applying online and go around the ATS system and get in with the people that can actually make the hiring happen. And then lastly, I talk about career story, all right? This is the pinnacle. This is the most important high-level part. This is when you learn to master career story, you will fully control your career. You can take it to levels you've never believed before. And that's because your career story is the narrative in your head. See, human beings, we are designed, our brains, our ancient brains are designed to have experiences and to codify them. We interpret them. Every experience you've had in your life, I've had in my life, we interpret and we tell a story in our head and we connect the dots. So all of us, whether you've ever realized it or not, have a career story. And that career story is playing in our head like a major motion picture, like an epic novel. And we, of course, being human beings, have created all sorts of drama around it, highs and lows, okay? But that story is a subjective interpretation. I could put somebody different through the same experiences and they would have a totally different story in their head. That story you're talking about is not cast in stone. It is not fact. It is subjective. And let me prove it to you. Have you ever had something happen to you and initially you think it's really, really bad? Okay, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me. And then eventually one day you're saying, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Thank goodness. I thought it was terrible at the time, but if that hadn't happened, this wouldn't have happened. We've all had those experiences. So at the time you were telling a story that was negative, but as time went on and you had aha moments, it turned into a story that was positive. So your career story, the story that you're telling right now about your career, is literally determining your success. So if you're playing the victim right now, if there's more to your career story that's negative and limiting, you are literally limiting your opportunities. If we can rewrite your story, if we can show you how to challenge some of the misinformation that's playing in this story, if we can show you how to rewrite those sections, you will open up so many doors for yourself, you won't even believe it. And I can prove it to you, because if you go talk to 2 or 3 people that you really admire their careers, I challenge you, and you ask them to tell you their career story, listen to it, because it's awesome. And you're gonna find out they hit all sorts of roadblocks and overcame them and celebrated them and moved forward and learned and grew. Their story is awesome. Your story can be just as awesome. You just need to correct the parts that are holding you back. All right, so to recap everybody, the 8 ways you are being blocked in the job search process, just like a video game. We got the ATS system. We've got your resume. We've got your cover letter. We've got your LinkedIn profile. We've got your interview prep. We've got your job search strategy. We've got your networking strategy. And we've got your career story. Again, I don't need to harp on this, but folks, I've been at this a really long time. I left HR and recruiting almost 20 years ago. It's going to be 20 years in 2021. And I came to the other side because I saw people screwing up so badly, and I realized school wasn't teaching us this, and that we were at a disadvantage as employees. That until we got this information and we understood how the job search process really worked and how to develop our careers and how to treat employers like business partners and how to shop for jobs and take ownership, that we were always going to feel like we had golden handcuffs, that we were always going to be dissatisfied, that we were always going to feel like we're being taken advantage of. It doesn't have to be that way. Please don't buy into that. You don't have to own your own business to have freedom. You can be an employee that loves their job, feels total ownership of their career, and gets massive respect from your employer. But to do that, you have to upskill. You have to play the game. You have to learn the skills so that you can get through these roadblocks and start playing at a higher level. And anyone can do it. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It is why I became a career coach, because I wanted to break down the physical and financial barriers to getting this kind of help. Because I know when you get this help, total game changer. Here's a little secret that pro athletes and executives aren't going to tell you. Coaching is a path to greatness. It's not a sign of weakness. People think if they need help, that's a sign of weakness. Not coaches. You know, pro athletes pay thousands of dollars for elite coaches to help them up their game. Executives, same thing. But the rest of us, who's coaching us? Where are you getting your information? How are you upskilling? That's my question to you. So if you like this, if all of this made sense to you, then I need you to go forth and work through those 8 things. If you would like help with that, then I want you to come and work with me and the team at Work It Daily. If you found this to be helpful, then I'm here to tell you that we have the solution to every single one of those roadblocks. We are a career coaching platform. We're like a gym membership for your career. You're going to come in and just step by step by step, solve your problems, remove your roadblock, and up your game. And we're going to take you through it because I have a team of trained career coaches inside there. You're going to team up with a bunch of other amazing professionals like yourself inside a private platform, and you are going to get it done. Because once you learn this stuff, nobody can take it away from you. It's just like in a video game. Once you retire levels, you always know how to go back up those levels. Same thing here. So if you're ready for that, then I want you to come join us. And today I'm going to offer you something super special. If you click the link down below in the, not the comment section, but in the info section of this video, wherever it is, you can try us free for 3 days. So you can literally get a subscription to us free for 3 days. And we have monthly and annual subscriptions. You can cancel at any time, okay? Again, like a gym membership, we designed it to make it affordable and easy to access. Instant access to career coaches right now, 3-day free trial. I want you to join us on the free trial. I want you to start with our job search plan. It's a class that goes through every single one of these roadblocks today, instantly. You can do it anywhere you want. We even have our own phone app. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your laptop, your computer, in your pajamas, wherever. We're gonna upskill because the name of the company is Work It Daily. And I don't need you to spend hours a day on your career. If you give me 10 minutes a day, if you're willing to come in and spend 10 minutes a day watching some videos and learning something new and going through the job search plan, I promise you, you're going to get better at this and you're going to get results. So what are you waiting for? Special 3-day free trial. Come join us. Let's start removing the roadblocks. Let's start upping your game, your skills, and let's get you that job and that career you want and deserve. You ready? We got you. We'll be your career coach. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you to all of you that have been following me on TikTok. So grateful to have found you. I hope you decide to follow us here on YouTube as well. We have an amazing amount of content here also. But again, when you're ready to work with myself and the team, 3-day free trial, okay? All right. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.